What makes you age faster? There's no escaping aging, and nor should we feel pressure to look like we've escaped it. But looking much older or younger than your biological age isn't all down to genetics. Your lifestyle choices make a real difference to how old you feel and look. So to help you make the right lifestyle choices, I share 9 things that science has shown beyond any doubt that accelerate aging. Let's discuss. Welcome to episode 103 of Better Brain, Better You. Hello, I'm neuroscientist Dr. Ben Webb, sharing brain advice for a mentally healthy and happy life. How are you doing? Hope you're having a great week, and thanks so much for joining me for today's episode on the scientifically proven things that speed up the aging process. As we get older, many of us worry that our memory and thinking aren't as good as they used to be. And this can naturally lead to concerns about dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So to help you understand your risk for developing dementia, you can take our free dementia risk test, which will not only tell you your current risk for dementia, it will also give you the steps for taking care of your brain health and reducing your dementia risk going forward. You can take our free dementia risk test at ologyonlinecourses.com/dementia test. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/dementia test. The test only takes 5 minutes to complete and gives you a science-backed estimate of your current dementia risk and a plan of what to do about it. So while our life expectancy may be increasing, our health span, that's our time spent in good health, still remains much lower than expected. So chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes and dementia, which are driven in the majority of cases by lifestyle, are very common and are associated with faster biological aging. So these conditions are linked to shorter telomeres. So they're structures that cap the end of your chromosomes and protect them from damage. But the good news is, adopting certain lifestyle changes can help prevent chronic diseases and the faster aging that accompanies them. Here are 9 lifestyle choices that make you age faster. First, drinking too much. A new study has found evidence that alcohol accelerates biological aging through damaging DNA. So experts examined data from nearly 250,000 people and found those who drank over 17 units of alcohol per week had shorter telomeres. And shortened telomeres, more advanced biological aging, increases the risk of later life diseases like Alzheimer's, cancer and heart disease. So obviously we can't change our genetics, but potentially we can change our lifestyles by reducing drinking, increasing exercise, stopping smoking, and if we want to reduce the risk of faster biological aging. So second, the sun. Various studies have actually shown that sunlight can age the skin. So one study from 2013 found UV exposure was responsible for 80% of visible facial aging signs. Third, a sedentary lifestyle. We are becoming increasingly sedentary, and as we age, it's harder to build muscle. So we lose around 1% of our muscle mass every year from around the age of 35, putting us at risk of osteoporosis, frailty, and falls with injuries like hip fractures as we age, all of which, by the way, increase the risk of other chronic diseases like dementia. So keep active in your day-to-day life. Try things like walking 4,000 to 6,000 steps a day, or taking the stairs. Engage in some type of regular exercise that you enjoy, like swimming, yoga, or playing sports. Even simple changes like using a standing desk can actually help to keep your legs and muscles strong, which is proven to reduce your risk of cardiovascular diseases. Fourth, smoking. It's thought smoking affects the production of collagen, the protein that keeps the skin healthy and elastic. And as we age, our bodies produce less collagen, which is why skin begins to sag and wrinkle. So smoking can speed up this process, causing premature aging. The 2009 study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta found 4 factors that can help prevent almost 80% of chronic diseases often associated with aging. The research cited these as never smoking, having a body mass index lower than 30, doing 3.5 hours a week or more of physical activity, and sticking to a healthy diet with a high intake of fruits and vegetables and whole grain bread and low meat consumption. And a similar 2008 study from the University of Cambridge found combining healthy behaviours could add 14 years to your life. So fifth, a bad diet. Fibre-rich foods like vegetables, beans, grains and fruits are linked with longer telomeres and improved lifespan. These foods are packed with nutrients like vitamin C and E and beta-carotene, as well as other antioxidants. The fibre they contain is also an important nutrient that helps regulate blood sugar, lowers cholesterol levels, and maintains a healthy gut biome. So including sources of healthy fats like fish, avocado and nuts is also important. These foods feature heavily in eating patterns like the Mediterranean diet, which is particularly beneficial for your health. So some foods are linked to worse health outcomes and shorter telomeres. These include foods like red and processed meat and sugary drinks. As we discussed last week, it's best to limit these as much as possible. So sixth, being too stressed. Long-term stress is associated with shorter telomeres, so it's a good idea to try and manage stress actively. You can start by noticing what triggers your stress by keeping a journal, and relaxation therapies like deep breathing, mindfulness, meditation and exercise like yoga can also really help. So if you suffer from anxiety, depression or PTSD, it's important to speak to your GP or physician and seek the appropriate help. Seventh, skipping vitamins. Vitamin D is an important nutrient and is helping to reduce the effects of aging, as lower levels are tied to shorter lifespans. So it's recommended to supplement in the UK during the winter months, as it's quite hard to obtain it through food sources. And sunlight is a really good source in the summer, but try and aim for sensible levels. Ninth, lack of sleep. Shorter telomeres are associated with not getting enough sleep, and sleep deprivation also increases the chances of unhealthy behaviours like not exercising and eating sugary and fatty food, which in turn increase your disease risk. So it's important to get 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep per day. Pay attention to your bedtime routine and environment. Avoid caffeinated drinks after lunch and screens in the hour or two before bed. Exercise early in the day and ensure as much as possible that your sleeping environment is dark, quiet and cool. As I mentioned at the top of the show, if you want to discover your risk of developing dementia, a chronic disease which is largely caused by an unhealthy lifestyle, you can take our free dementia risk test. You can take the test at ologyonlinecourses.com/dementia test. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/dementia test. So thanks so much for joining me for today's episode on what makes you age faster. I hope you found it useful. Here's to your brain health and well-being, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.